received a lot.
True.
Those who have received much, much is expected of you. This country has done a lot for you. This institution has done a lot for you. You have to give back to this country and to this institution. The faculty's mission statement is a little different from the oath. This is a mission statement. What do we work it by? It's in flux. We are developing it. We had one, we've changed it, we've modified it. But that's how life is. You need to go with the times. And we say that our job here, our mission, is to train health professionals to meet the needs and improve the care of those they serve. So that's your dentist, that's your doctors, your vets, your pharmacists. You're going to meet the needs and improve the care. You're going to strive for professional excellence while contributing to the social, economic, and cultural development of the Caribbean, first of all. And we have other people from the Caribbean. We have other people from Botswana, for example, and other places. But we will also inculcate in graduates an attitude of lifelong learning, ethical conduct, and excellence in service and research. Ethical conduct, lifelong learning, and excellence. These are our watchwords. It was a much longer mission statement, I must tell you, but sometimes when they're too long, you lose the meaning. These are our key words that we are going to be working with from now on. So when I look at the mission statement, I could talk to you about many things, you know. I could talk to you about a whole lot of things. I could talk to you about lifelong learning. But I don't want to do that. I could talk to you about excellence in service. I don't want to do that. I want to talk to you about two things. I want to talk to you as a future leader. Because as a future leader, you need to set an example. People all of a sudden, when you turn up at a function, they say, hey, doctor, you here? Say a few words now. Right? Why? Because they respect you. Only because you are Dr. So-and-so. You need to set an example. You need to see the future for yourself and for others. And you need to embody the highest values of honesty, integrity, and fair play. Having said that, there's only one other thing I want to speak to you about. And that is actually a concern. And the concern that I have, and I'm so happy to speak to you today in front of your parents and your well-wishers and your guardians. And that is the concern of a lack of professionalism that is in the medical and dental profession nowadays. I will tell you something. Hardly a week goes by that I don't get a complaint. How about that? And it has to do with how you treat people who are sick and their families. That's the most vulnerable time of anybody's life. And you are not being caring and helpful and polite and embodying the values that we have tried to teach, which is communication. How do you tell somebody when they have cancer? How do you tell them? What do you say? How do you tell a relative when a dear one has died? How do you tell somebody who is a husband, whose wife is in labor, who is really worried and who is really upset? What do you do? I get many complaints about that. And a matron came to me the other day. She said, you know, I had to go into the hospital with my husband. He had a heart attack. And I saw one of the doctors who I trained. And you know, the way that person spoke to me, I had to say, I cannot believe it. You were so nice when you were a student. You were so caring. You wanted information from me. So, you boil down very quietly and you learn. But once you learn and you doctor so and so, you don't have time for them. I have a big problem with that. The Ministry of Education has called me and said, look, we are getting so many complaints. Now, this is not you, you are good. I'm just saying, it's just the other folks. And we are getting complaints. And I'm saying, well, what am I doing wrong? You know why I'm saying that? Because when you applied to medical school, you wrote a nice one-page summary as to why you should be in medical school or dental school. And you said you will save the world. And you don't really want money for it, by the way. You will save the world. You will do a great job. You want to be a human being with compassion and care. And I mean, when I read these things, tears come to my eyes. And I say, I have to admit this one. This is too good to be true. But don't let it be so. Don't let it be too good to be true. Let it be good because it's the truth. That you really want to do what you want to do. You really love your profession. You love your patients. You will speak with respect to people, no matter what station in life. And we will go on to say an oath here. Oath, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. In fact, I don't even want to say this oath today. Because you know why? I've said it so many times, and the same people come back and they haven't done what they're supposed to do. So we're just mouthing something here. So we come back to why you're here. You're there to serve the people. You're supposed to speak with respect to your peers. I get so many requests for references. And when I get the request, boy, these are fantastic students. But I ask myself, what's the personality behind this request? And one of the things I always write in my reference, I'll tell you this, I always write a sentence about respect for authority. Yeah? It's very important. That's how you're going to develop, that's how you're going to work with your family, because you respect them for what they've done for you. Your peers who taught you, you respect them. So, this is what will separate you from those who have gone before, because we have a whole new dawn here. Right? You will be caring, you will be kind, you will be confidential, and you will espouse the values and virtues of good communication skills. Am I right? Thank you. So this is your future. And your future also goes towards your residency. Some of you want to do the residency in dentistry or the residency in medicine. When you want to do that, you want a good reference. Right? And I sign so many of these things all the time, and we have to write all of these things. And we want to make it personal to you, but let me tell you what's happening nowadays in a residency application. When you apply to the residency, it's not just we can't just write a template and give everybody one. The residency programs in the United States, where most of you want to go, because you're not getting into the EU so easily, they have now put together a request which is called the MSPE, Medical Students Professional Evaluation. And this is about a 3 or 4 page document that we have to put together for each individual, scoring them. It has about 6 or 7 graphs, which speaks about your performance in respect to your peers. So you see where you rank. And we can change that. A C will always be a C, an A will always be an A. So it is important to understand that how you perform here with us, your internship is also important. Finally, having told you all of that, I really love you. I really hope the best for you. And I want you to appreciate that you are part of the UWI family. I want you to keep the UWI flag flying. I want you to be patriotic to your institution and patriotic to your country, which has indeed educated you. I want you to be responsible and to understand what has made you get to this point. So finally, I wish you the best. I wish you a long and satisfying professional career, but not just in academics. I want to hear good things about you. I don't want to hear complaints. And since I have all your names here, I know who are the people I told that to. So when I get the complaint, I say, no, couldn't be. Couldn't, impossible. Right? So, without further ado, again, I say congratulations and thank you for giving